You're not tired because you're lazy. You're tired because the system was never built for you to win. Think about it. You go to school for 12 years. They teach you how to follow instructions, how to sit still, how to ask permission before you speak. Then you graduate, and what do they tell you? Get a job, work hard, save money, retire at 65. But nobody ever taught you how money actually works. Nobody showed you how the wealthy operate. And nobody, not once, explained why the rules always seem to benefit everyone except you. Because the system isn't broken. It's working exactly the way it was designed to. And today, we're going to talk about that. Let's start at the beginning. School. Now I'm not here to say education is bad. I'm here to say what they teach you in school was never about making you rich. It was about making you employable. There's a huge difference. Being employable means you're trained to be useful to someone else's system. You learn to show up on time, to follow a schedule, to complete tasks you're assigned. Sound familiar? That's literally what a job is. And here's what's wild. The richest people in the world, the ones who actually own the system, most of them will tell you, school didn't teach them how to build wealth. They learned that on their own. Meanwhile, you graduated with zero knowledge about compound interest, taxes, investments, or how to create a business. But you can name all the capitals of Europe. Crazy, right? The school system doesn't produce investors. It produces employees. And employees are the fuel that keeps the machine running, not the ones driving it. So you graduate, you get a job, and for a while, it feels good. You're making money, maybe more money than you've ever seen in your life. You buy things, nice things, and that feels like progress. But here's the trap nobody tells you about. The more you earn, the more you spend. Your lifestyle expands to match your income. You upgrade your car, you move to a bigger apartment, you start eating at nicer restaurants. And suddenly, even though you're making more, you're not saving more. Economists call this lifestyle inflation. I call it the golden handcuffs. Because now you need that paycheck. You're not working because you want to. You're working because if you stop, everything falls apart. The bills, the rent, the subscriptions, the car payment, all of it depends on you showing up on Monday. And your employer knows that. They know that if they give you just enough to be comfortable, but never enough to be free, you'll keep showing up. Forever. That's not a job. That's a leash. Now, let's talk about something nobody warns you about when you're young. Debt. Not just any debt, structured debt. The kind that's designed to keep you paying and paying for decades. Student loans, credit cards, car loans, mortgages. Each one of these products was invented by someone whose goal was not to help you. It was to profit from you. Here's how it works. A bank gives you money you don't have. You agree to pay it back with interest for years, sometimes for your entire adult life. And during that time, you're not building wealth. You're building someone else's wealth. Think about a 30-year mortgage. On a $300,000 home, you might pay back $550,000. By the time it's done, that extra $250,000, that goes directly to the bank, not to you. And the system is set up so that debt feels normal. Taking on debt is marketed as adulting, as responsibility, as the smart move. Buy now, pay later. Zero down, no payments for 12 months. But the math always works in their favor, never yours. Here's another one that'll make your head spin. The tax system. If you work a regular job, you pay income tax. Every single paycheck, the government takes its cut before you ever see the money. Sometimes 25%, 30%, 35%, gone before it ever touches your hands. But wealthy people, they don't live off income. They live off assets, investments, capital gains, and those are taxed at a much lower rate. So a person who makes $80,000 a year working a job might pay 25% in taxes, but a billionaire who makes $80 million through stock gains might pay 20% or even less. Because of loopholes, write-offs, and legal strategies, only accountants and lawyers know how to use. The system taxes labor more than it taxes wealth, which means The harder you work in the traditional sense, the more you pay. And the more you own without working, the less you pay. That's not an accident. That's policy, written by people who benefit from it. So what do you do with all of this? First, you stop blaming yourself. If you've been struggling financially, it is not entirely your fault. You were handed a map that leads to someone else's destination. That's not a personal failure. That's by design. But here's the thing about awareness. Once you see the system clearly, you can stop playing by its rules and start learning the rules the wealthy actually use. Invest before you spend, not after. Build income streams that don't require your time. Understand how tax strategy actually works. Stop trading hours for dollars as your only source of money. None of this happens overnight, but it starts with one thing: refusing to stay asleep. The people who built the system are counting on you not understanding it. They're counting on you being too tired after work to think about it, too stressed to question it, too distracted to see it. But you're watching this, which means you're already different from where you were 5 minutes ago. The system is real, the design is real, but so is your ability to step outside of it. Most people spend their whole lives working inside a machine they never questioned. You just questioned it. That's the first step. Now take the second step. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, because the most powerful thing you can do to fight a system built on keeping people uninformed is to start informing each other. Subscribe if you want more videos like this, videos that actually tell you what they don't want you to know. See you in the next one.